discipline, goal setting, resilience, courage. Why are these not just words, but rather part of a formula to getting the most out of your life? Successful, high-achieving people in life and in sport have some common traits.
Oh, that's magnificent!
And as I've been finding out, these are also the traits of elite Gaelic Games athletes. What amazes me is these athletes are amateurs juggling life, work and sport. I'm going on a journey to explore how they manage to remain at the top of their game in everything they do. Hi Roisin, very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So Roisin, you're studying sports science. You got a sports scholarship here at university. It sounds really busy. How do you manage that time?
Yeah, so I'm in my 4th year here in TU. So there's obviously a lot academically, but then in terms of on the pitch, there's a lot of demands with club championship, county returning, and then TU training being back. So I'm kind of in the thick of it all.
G'day Sean, nice to meet you, mate.
Kieran, lovely to meet you. How are you getting on?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Not bad. Do you want to come in for a cup of coffee?
Of course we will.
Yeah, let's go. There you go now, Kieran.
Oh, thanks so much.
No worries.
So what do you do for work, mate?
Yeah, so I'm a broker development manager for an insurance company here in Dublin, so I deal with our insurance broker panel.
It's a hectic schedule, mate, that I'm seeing you're going through, you know, the on the road, trainings, obviously trying to get everything in, nutrition-wise and everything. It can't be perfect all the time, so it's important, I guess, that you're able to adapt, adjust, and keep yourself in a positive frame of mind.
You know exactly what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Like I need to go to, the gym today at 5 o'clock, or I need to go to the wall at, 2 o'clock, or whatever the case is. Like, so it's just seeing that through.
I'm just going to take your blood lactate now. So I'll wipe down your ear first.
Yeah, blood from a stone, I think, those ears. Ah, looking good. Good shape.
You're fit.
It's a great facility here at the university, I guess you get to use, and at the moment you're going for a bit of rehab process with your hamstring. How do you keep that within your week when you've got so many demands on your time?
Yeah, I suppose like having training in the evening and having so much college during the day, I try to use the facilities as much as possible, a few hours during the week, and try to get as much rehab done as possible because like I'm in crunch time now.
Yeah. So within the rehab process, obviously there's plenty of travel that you've got to do to get back up to your club, right?
Yeah, typically 3 hours each way, so it's a long journey. Mentally and physically it takes its toll, and then obviously if I'm sitting static, it has an effect on my body.
I can't really believe from where I came as a professional athlete, to be travelling that much to get to training. I think at 17 you had a diagnosis around your back. So run us through your thoughts, your feelings when you got that diagnosis.
I just started suffering with a wee bit of back pain, particularly noticed it at the higher standard in county level. And I went to a consultant and they diagnosed me with scoliosis. Because I was past my growing stage as a female athlete, they said that I wouldn't be able to have the surgery as well as play camogie. I need to manage it as much as possible in terms of like massages and going to the ice baths and recovery. It was very disheartening, especially as a young girl and having a lot of insecurities. I was very embarrassed about it for a long time and it wasn't spoken about enough, and it still isn't, but I'm glad that now that I see a lot more girls talking about it. And even at that time, there was a few girls on the senior camogie team had it. So once I knew that, I kind of used that as drive then to, like, nothing can stop me. I can still go ahead with my plans.
It's inspirational from my point of view to hear that. Like, it's a calculated risk too, I'm sure, right? You're not going to put your health in danger, and I can work ways around it. I can be really, honest with myself and work my way up into that performance. So it's really inspiring to hear. So thanks for sharing that. So what are we doing here, mate?
Yeah, video analysis. To me, awesome. This is probably one of the most important parts of my game.
How often are you doing this, mate?
Probably, I'd watch probably every game, 6 or 7 times. That's probably 8 or 9 hours nearly. Like, so I'd be looking at it through a different lens every time. Obviously, as a goalkeeper, I get about 40 puck-outs a game, give or take. It's obviously my job to keep the ball out of the back of the net. So the whole structural team piece that's I see in front of me, that's a huge part of how I try to get as much help from the guys in front of me. So I need to see a good picture, and then that helps me. I want to get us moving as fast as possible. So the things I look at, there's a correlation between how quickly we get the ball out and our retention rate and then score rate. So, if we release the ball under 6 seconds, there's a better chance we keep the ball, better chance we have a bit of success. The slower that goes, the more time the other team has to get set up, which ruins our chances of retaining possession.
Yes, I guess from my point of view, hearing how much analysis you're doing through the week, it's quite surprising, that elite amateur athletes are putting in this amount of work. Mate, it's really impressive,
It's a comfort piece when you go out on the pitch. I'm sure you know that feeling as well. It's like, everyone's chasing 1%ers. Like, this is kind of my 1 or 2% every week. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to look at. I trust all the spaces in front of me, and it just makes my life easier. I just pull the trigger.
With it being an amateur sport, we obviously have so much on in terms of like jobs, work, family life, then your sport as well, which obviously has a lot of demands. You're training typically 4 or 5 times a week.
How do you, I guess, keep ensuring that you bounce back or from those kind of tough times, injuries or losses and things like that?
I've built a lot of resilience. Having a positive mindset is very important to me.
Yep.
Because if you think of the negatives, it doesn't get you anywhere. If you take a positive outlook and think about how can I reset, how can I adjust what I'm doing and being resilient in that situation to obviously overcome these certain challenges and become a better player, it builds you as a person as well as an athlete.
Being in here, mate. Don't know if we can last too much longer than this, man, but
this is definitely testing resilience.
This is testing resilience, but it puts you in a great frame of mind, right?
So that's why we need the ability to overcome and deal with difficulties in sport. I do a lot of work with a sports psychologist. I find it really helpful for when things are going bad, but also when things are going well, Sports psychology has a stigma that you only go to them when you're in trouble, but I like using it even more when I'm playing really well, just to reaffirm my behaviours and actions and stuff like that. So it's really cool.
Obviously, so many different pressures and everything that you put on your shoulder, and you feel like you need to do more than everyone else, right?
And did you guys have the support networks within the All Black setup to help you do all that, or?
We'd have our sports psych or mental skills leaders in our teams who are there would work with us individually and as a team.
Yes.
And I think for your mental capacity to juggle things, to ensure that you're staying nice and calm around making decisions, you get the best out of life, right, when you're in that state. So
You're good at catching it.
hey,
You're good at catching.
cricket, you see,
You're a natural.
I think you kind of do, right? I hear you're a full forward as well, so obviously a bit of pressure to score goals. How does that kind of coincide with a bit of pressure in terms of your study and everything as well?
Yeah, I suppose being a full forward really stands to me. Like, I have to take a lot of risks on the pitch in terms of shooting or even taking frees. But I suppose you kind of face the situation when it's at hand, and anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
Oh yes, I like it. I think for me, there's pressure that faced every All Black team over history, and we've built up this reputation of being one of the best teams in the world. So, and our fans expect us to win, right? So I remember our first time in the All Blacks when we lost 2 games in a row, and suddenly the fans were on us and the media and everything. And I think the key around the pressure thing is, don't let it hold you down. It's actually embrace it, walk towards it, kind of stick the chest out. Hey, I love this stuff, change your mindset. I think that really helped me to embrace all that pressure as well.
That's it.
Woo!